Saw you mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are opening the Zoning Board of Appeals business meeting for January 7th, 2014. The Board of Appeals will conduct this meeting according to the rules laid out in Chapter 48 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Robert's Rules of Order, and its own particular set of rules entitled Rules of Procedure, a copy of which is on file with the town clerk. Another copy is available from the clerk at this meeting. This meeting is being tape recorded for the purpose of taking minutes. Once the minutes are approved, the tape may be taped over. So the members, we're going to open right up with discussing some modifications to an application for 6 Norino Way. And the members available at this point are myself, Paul Schillen, Jeff Moore, and Sharon Freeman. And I believe with we're going to determine whether this is a minor or major modification to their existing application and permit. So why don't you guys give us the lowdown on this, and we can go forward from there.
Okay. My name is Greg Smith. I'm the architect working for Mirror Construction on the expansion of this property. And the original plan that was prepared and sent to you was essentially building an addition on the back and expanding their existing truck maintenance garage on this side. And during the process of doing that, we've gotten some prices that came back, and the cost of doing that addition was extraordinarily high because of the building code issues and existing building issues and stuff. So what we kind of rethinking the process, we came up with taking the maintenance garage and making that the addition, and then using the area that was going to be the addition was going to be used for storage of materials that were outside, and bringing that into the area where the existing truck maintenance garage is. And by doing that, what we did was then we no longer needed to build this expensive addition, and then the addition just got a little larger. It was almost free in that sense compared to that. So that's really what we're here to do, is the combination of the addition of that and this. We came up with a little bit different than what had been approved before, which I think was
4850.
4,850. And that did not include the covered loading dock from what I could see on the plans. So what we're doing is we're not doing the covered loading dock, but including that in the square footage, and the new total is 6,000 square feet. But we're not building this square footage up here, which this was around 1280 square feet up here. So.
And as you mentioned before, the covered loading dock area was not considered part of that.
It wasn't in your square footage calculations,
Yeah.
even though it was part of the addition.
So then you've come up with then the adjusted, not 4850 or whatever, it's 4175.
5,175.
So that's the true impact
Of
originally, and then you're at 6,000 now.
yes.
Great.
And that 5,175 did not include the loading dock. So
Oh, it still doesn't. Oh, okay.
The numbers were a little different there than.
But you don't have you're not doing a covered loading dock anymore. You're
Right,
doing,
right.
looks
We're
like
not-
an enclosed garage with docks,
Right.
3 docks there.
Three
Okay.
bays, there'll be 3 bays in here.
Oh, on each side, I see, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be able to drive through, the trucks that way, they'll be able to drive through.
Oh, this is at grade? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'll all be at grade. So there also won't be that extra excavation, because this has an excavated pit and a loading dock and everything else, which they don't really need to do with that.
How do they approach again? They go.
They come in this way, the
Yeah.
trucks,
Uh-huh.
and they'll come in this way and drive in and come out. Before they come in now and go this way.
Right.
So the traffic pattern isn't that much different, it's just kind of moved a little further back.
Uh-huh.
And I have the site plan, if you want to look at that.
I'm just trying to remember.
I'm very familiar with it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, how long was that? Was it less than a year ago, wasn't it? You guys,
That we got the approval?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
6 months
started
ago?
this process, you know, the original filing was over a year ago, but the approval was less than a year ago, right?
no, yeah.
And we
So it
came
makes
before
perfect
ZBA a
sense.
long time ago because we, had something about water resource district, that,
Yeah,
you
that
were the
was
first.
years, whew, that was 2002 or 3?
No, it was
that long?
2012 maybe, but,
The other, yeah, the old decision. I thought you meant the one, there was one before that. It was years ago.
no, it was for this actual project, we had to come before ZBA first.
Right,
Yeah.
right, we have
The
that
building
decision.
inspector had to decline it because part of it is on water resource district. That put us before you.
That was the most recent decision you guys made, was for,
Yeah,
this was
October
for, we're talking about
2012.
water resource for this,
That
right?
sounds right, October 12, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the real impact of this is that addition on the back goes from 60 feet up to 75 feet. So we're expanding it 15 feet this way, and the 15-foot addition that we were doing here is now, you know, not gonna be built on that, so.
Is there any change, I was out of town during this hearing, so I apologize for not being as familiar with this project as some of the other members, but is there any impact to, since this was a water resource permit, and we're just talking about whether or not this impacts the decision that was made, so
It was also,
what's that?
sorry, it was also transport terminal.
Oh, it's for the
There's
use,
two items, if
okay,
you look
but
on the second page.
that was because it was
That's
for a
just the
use, but
use,
this
yeah.
doesn't change the use
No,
anymore.
No.
no, we're
So
just
I think
moving,
what we're talking about,
flip-flopping the uses. and-
Is-
right, but the overall use of the site is not changing from
Yeah,
what you originally
right.
applied. So what we're looking at is whether or not this modification impacts the decision that was made relative to the water resource aspect of the project, unless you feel there's some real substantial change in use, which
No,
I
it's
don't
just-
see.
it's
So,
identical
my
use, yeah.
question is this then, relative to the water resource impact, is there anything with the new design that changes in regards to drainage, catch basins, any of the, obviously a little extra square feet? I don't know that you're gonna have any additional site runoff, because I don't know what was paved before. It was
Yeah,
all
that all-
impervious before, you see what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't-
that stays the same in engineering.
all that stuff I'm not familiar with, so,
Yeah,
I mean, what we have to consider is whether or not this changes any of that. Not that this is maybe substantially better, it doesn't mean that it's not substantial change, see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you may
Right.
have a much better design, but
Yeah.
the board may wanna still just take a look at this to review.
it's-
The other thing is, as far as chemicals, any disposal, you know, is it coming inside versus was it in a different location? Are you handling anything any differently? Those are the kind of things we would wanna look at for water resource, and if any of that has really kinda changed, you know, we might wanna just look at it again. But if you say it's all, you know, I don't know, I'm
I
just trying to
can't think of
understand.
anything that would change, you know, we have the loading dock addition that was here, with the expansion of that is just, you know, gonna be moving over there. So the same things that we would have had to do here, we still have to do over there, so, we have,
So you've in-
drains that were gonna be installed in there would be installed over there. So, you know, locations of some of the drains would change, but I don't think the impact on the water resource would. We're not gonna be adding any additional,
The, also the fire chief with, as far as hazardous materials. If you look on page 1 of the old, the
Yep.
2012 decision you have, the fire chief, reviewed the plan and, wanted them to incorporate a hazardous material storage room, see sheet 1. So they did that, cause we did go over all the, what kind of chemicals, and there were gonna be small amounts
So
of,
that's now included in the new design, or was that in both designs?
it would be in both designs.
Okay,
it's still there.
Yeah.
it's still there,
As
okay.
long as that hazardous room is still there, the chief is okay, I double
Yeah.
checked.
It's in the same location? Where's that located on the plan?
It would be in this area over
Yeah,
here,
right in here.
in the existing building, where it would have been before, over in this area. So those areas haven't been modified that much.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
The
moved
handling
around
of
a
any
little bit.
hazardous materials is unchanged.
There,
between
there
the
are
two.
hazardous materials, I think, are limited to oils and
Oil,
greases.
yeah,
They're
sure.
all, they're not like explosion and stuff. They're all more of a, flashpoint issues where they're flammable.
We're using vehicle repair.
Right.
we have a fleet of
Yeah.
trucks and cars, and yeah, so it'd be,
Similar to an automobile garage.
exactly, so engine oil, hydraulic oil, grease, things of that nature.
Was there a site plan that goes with this?
Not, we don't have one developed for the new proposal yet, but I have the old one.
Yeah, and that doesn't change, so we can use
Yeah,
the
let
old
him
one.
take
Can I
it,
just
if you
take a
have
look
it,
at
he'd
the
like to
footprint?
take a gander at it, sure. I
Yep,
wouldn't
that's
mind
fine.
either.
This,
That should stay about the same.
I mean, you're not impacting anything with that.
There's just the little differences, the square footage marked.
The same as this, yeah?
Yep, I think
Yeah,
so.
it's just bigger.
Yeah, so this is your original plan on here, so you're going a little further into the
Yeah, can I approach?
hill. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Oh, sorry, Chairman.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this was the original design, what we're showing, this is where the expansion would go. This is that covered area that
Mm.
wasn't included in the square footage, and then we don't wanna build this area.
So you're just going further this way. And this is going up, right? Going
Yeah,
into a
this
hill?
is all being
Yeah, it's
graded
all
out here
hillside.
and flat, so this was already being cut back.
This is going up, not down.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
a
all
steep
right.
slope here.
Yep, that's fine, yep. So you're cutting here, not
Yeah,
filling. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah, okay, so you're going the other way, that's good. Yeah, all right.
I
We
spoke
went
to
through
the,
the conservation
I,
Mhm.
yeah,
a
talked-
couple weeks ago, and got approval, minor modification from them.
I talked to the Steve Projemski, the conservation agent, and he said he's in contact with them, they're gonna amend whatever they need to amend, and
The,
I
big,
think the 16th you're going?
We
that's the
went to the
date.
conservation already and got their approval on that. We have to go to site plan,
Site
planning
plan
board.
approved,
And
okay.
I'm not sure what the date is. He just sent me an email today saying it wouldn't be until February now.
Okay. But conservation was, Steve said that they're doing what they're supposed to do with me,
Yep.
as far as the stormwater and all that
yep.
stuff.
The reason we originally, as a board, approved this without any question was because they were basically clearing up a lot of storage they have outdoors right now.
Right.
A lot of their equipment and things are in trailers, and it's all sort of spread out through this back area. So their effort is to consolidate all their equipment and bring it indoors, and clean up the backside there, which I don't think is actually. I don't think anyone can actually see you guys, but I know you have neighbors up the hill that were a little bit concerned about the noise, but we've
Yeah,
decided.
not the site, you're right, they can't see us, but.
I think they were over here though, right? They were on the
Up on that hill.
Norino.
They're right up
Opposite side of
above
the
them.
They're on,
Yeah,
they're
they're
further
on
away,
right up
so
here.
you're in the way
Up on the
back
hill.
now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it might be
I-
better for them because now they've expanded to the back, not to the side,
Yep, yeah,
possibly.
I mean, it's, as long as they continue to,
I do remember their concerns, yeah.
well, it was a noise issue, that,
Yeah.
but it was a pre-existing when they
Yep,
bought the house,
that's
so
right.
it's
Yeah,
not
I
a
do
lot
recall
you
that.
could really do
Yep.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Patty, you can have that back.
Okay, and eventually, at some point, we want them out, so it's just for the business meeting.
You're going from, 825 square feet is all you're adding on. And that doesn't even include the covered loading dock area that was not included in the previous
That
plan,
first
right?
one, the 6,000 is, the one that's marked with the 6,000 square
Right.
feet is the one that we're proposing to do.
Right.
I was just trying to justify the area square footage
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just saying the covered loading dock is probably 60, oh no,
It's about,
scale.
15 by 7 by 60. So failed in the quick math department.
900, so there's your 900 right there. So in total, I'd say it's about the same, if you included that.
Yeah.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Seems reasonable to me. Sorry, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't part of the original hearing, so just trying to
I don't see on the original, we have conditions that have to do with storage of or drainage thereof and all that sort of thing. There are no conditions attached to that.
Conditions on here.
So
Other than,
the site plan must have addressed that.
Just the only condition was to, yeah, exactly. They also, besides conservation, they also deal with stormwater management and site plan approval.
That's true. We were not as concerned as if it were, some of these factories and things that we have, that if they have a blowout, it's a major problem for the environment, whereas this is more of just a vehicle
It's not a
maintenance.
production, you're not in a.
No, right, exactly.
So do you need a motion?
You just need to find whether you believe it's a minor modification, which you can just amend this decision with a finding, it'll get attached to the old decision. Amending the square footage, and label it finding, which is a simple majority. Or you find that it's a major modification and it needs a full-blown hearing with notice and legal. So you're voting on whether it's minor or
And
major.
they drive straight through, right?
Well, they can, yeah, I think that's the intent, right? You
Unless-
would drive in the trucks
I'm
and then
just
they'd
trying
be
to
able to,
understand the
they would
boxes.
pull through.
Yeah, the doors will be.
They're lined up
arranged
so that you can pull through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the dotted lines here mean what? Those mean what?
Oh, this is the old,
Oh.
this is the one.
This
that
is,
we're
oh, I
proposing.
understand, got it.
So
Sorry, this is,
Yeah, so
All
instead, this was
Oh,
where we're gonna
okay,
store the,
I'm with
that's,
you
this
now.
would be over here now.
I
It's owned by
understand.
No
Norrell
Right,
Properties.
Yeah, okay.
I'm with you now, this makes more sense. Thank you.
So, I don't think this constitutes a major change.
I don't think so.
Certainly not.
I don't see any major change in how they're using the facility or in the realistic amount of square footage that's involved.
Mm-mm.
In fact, it's probably
I think
Wash.
it's a better design. actually.
Better,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
yeah.
So, do you want me to,
Yep,
Move
please
on
make a
that?
motion, sure, yep.
Sharon, you want me to move, or do you have other questions?
No,
please
I'm
ask?
perfect, I'm
Fine.
good. They're gonna ask me to
Um,
make the motion.
Before I do that, I'm gonna say 6,000 square feet per plan, let's see.
Put any, I didn't put any footage in, which is good. Before you do,
Yeah, you
before
wanna
you
mark
motion,
this?
we need to mark these.
Is this your,
I have a set
gonna
right
live
here.
with this one?
Yes, that's what we wanna do.
I'll use this one, it's fine. I have an extra one.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah.
there.
Let me get my glasses on. Yeah.
So, the one that says current plan dated 1/7, dated today, you wanna use 1, 2, or A and B?
I would just forego the current plan, and I would refer to the proposed plan as Exhibit A. Or 8, is that right? Yeah.
We're marking both of these. Are
Do we
marking
need, do
both
we
of
need the
these?
proposed?
The,
The
I
current.
mean, excuse me, the current?
Do you need the old one?
Not really, I guess.
I don't think it's relevant for what these guys wanna do.
Okay, so we're just gonna use this one?
I assume that this was part of the original decision, or something,
No, it was,
something similar.
that was,
Been
that was,
redrafted,
we
but it's-
generated that to show you
That
how
was-
it changed, but that wasn't
Right.
a plan prepared.
That's the
originally.
one that was in the packet I gave you, but then we, when I called him about the square footage, he
I see.
revised it today.
Okay.
I think it's safe to just use that
Just call this Exhibit A.
Yeah,
Okay.
the new proposed.
Dated 1/7/2014, right?
Yes.
Good with that?
Mm-hmm, yep,
All right.
thank you.
Just bear with me for just a second.
So you're mid-stride right now.
Yeah, we're in construction, they've torn down the office space, so there is.
Inside has been gutted,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Got it,
Mm.
yeah.
It's coming along.
So once you got in there, you were like, wait a minute, this is gonna work better?
It's true, every time, yeah, once you get in and take out the interior walls, it changes the viewpoint.
Hang on a second, sorry, Patty.
Oh, no, take your time.
As per. Plan marked. Exhibit A. One, seven. All right. Okay, sorry.
Sure.
So I'd move that the board find that the requested changes by owners of 6 Marino Way, No Rao Properties LLC and Ran Realty LLC, Mira Company, Inc., P.O. Box 399, Georgetown, Mass., and applicant Mira Construction, Inc., Mira Company, Inc., to the previous decision, ZBA file number 1304, as per proposed plan marked Exhibit A and dated 1/7/2014, constitutes a minor modification and therefore does not require a public hearing and application filing for changes to their previous decision mentioned above and would not require a posted public hearing. I further move that the board find that the request is not a material departure from the project's proposal in the original application and decision on the previously granted and decision on the previously granted and is not of discernible consequence to any off-site party. Did you get that okay, Patty?
Yes.
Second.
So, there you go. Sharon, second.
Questions, comments, anything?
Good.
All those in
No,
favor?
that's fine.
Aye. Or,
Aye.
Aye. Good,
There you go.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
So,
Thank you for
if
your
I
time.
could, I'm getting, because it's not a public hearing.
We don't have to, this is part of our business meeting, so.
Right,
We don't need
but
to-
a finding, I still have to draft.
Sure.
We still have to draft
You want me to read the,
a decision.
notify of 20-day appeal period? No, we don't even need that.
No, we don't.
Just.
When I get this written, it'll just be attached to the old decision, and we do still have to stamp a finding in with the town clerk, so,
That's fine, I mean, we, with the planning board, isn't gonna meet until February now, he said, so we can't
We'll have
pull a
this-
permit until we go after that, and then I think he said he just needs to get sign-offs from the 3 boards
you
on
need
the
to have to
revised
have,
building permit.
and findings do have to be recorded.
Yep.
So when I get it done, I'll let you know, and I'll give you the registry instructions to go to the Salem Registry of Deeds.
Okay,
That's all.
very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
We appreciate it.
Sure.
Do you wanna take a second, or?
No, I think we're gonna
Okay.
go, I'd
We
like to,
finish business, cause Gina just texted me that she is 5 to 7 minutes away.
sure, we're just gonna continue with our business meeting, and then we're gonna close that meeting and then open your hearing.
Oh, thank you. Get the business meeting back open, so. Let me just put in a minute, you move this up on the agenda.
Thank you, Jeff, that was good.
My pleasure. back to the finance update?
Yep,
Patty, so-
yep, yep.
Let me just, hold on, at 7:30. Okay. There you go. Okay, so the budget was due before Christmas, so I had like 2 days to do it. This is the, first thing is the budget schedule. They're gonna do what they did last year and have all the departments come on a Saturday. And the next page is the forms that Mike sent us, and all I had to do was plug in. I talked to him about hours and things, and we thought it best to just leave it as is,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Cause, things are tight, and everybody needs more hours. He said, you know, the town clerk, you know, so, we
So
can
you level
always,
funded it?
we can always, if you decide that you wanna change anything, I need to get it to him within another week or so. So, and this does not include any increases. I don't know if they're doing them this year. I think they're waiting to see what the union's doing and stuff.
Ah, yep.
So I did have to fill out these challenges and accomplishments. I mean, it's already submitted, so I sent it to Paul.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And it just gives basically what I do,
Yep, yep.
you know, and I did put in there that I'm doing a lot of department head items that I normally wouldn't do, because it's just
This chair.
me.
Yeah, I can't I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's whatever.
So it's just, it's a level funded
Yep.
budget. Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
Then the revolving account, the only difference is we got a deposit for 4 Crescent Meadow, and there's revolving hours ending. And I give you the explanation, I tried it on the right-hand corner
Mm-hmm.
of what they were used for. And what else we had? That's about it. That's the only differences. So we are now taking in more than we spend, because we have the expense account. And I didn't put it in, I didn't have time to put it in, but we got about $200 left for supplies, there's $200 left in the postage meter. And the phone is the phone will end up being close to $400, which we have that. I
There's no
separated
main
out the
problem.
$860 expense line item is
Okay.
broken up, and I'll put that in next time. Then you just have the minutes.
Would someone like to approve the minutes of December
Looking for
3rd?
the date.
December 3rd, 2013.
So, moved. What?
Yeah, would someone like to make a motion to approve the, yes, thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
I recused.
Oh, you weren't there, yeah.
Sorry.
Somebody second?
It's all right, you know.
Okay, can I take
Jeff?
2
Oh,
seconds?
yeah, you gotta second it, that's right.
Jeff second?
Not yet.
No, he
Oh,
wants to
okay.
take
Sorry,
a glance
I
at it.
had
Yeah, I
to-
put them in there. Just-
I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to.
Okay. You just sign those 2 things.
I think she did. She's all
Okay.
set.
I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah, I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Right.
Aye.
That's Sharon, okay. Okay, where am I? Sorry. Correspondence. I just stuck this in there. What do you have listed first? Do you have the denial from the building inspector? Do you have
Yeah, I think it is.
70 West Main, or do you have the?
70
I've
West
got
Main.
70, yeah.
Okay, yep. So, this is the new application. We can, so that's for February 4th, and you know where the Richdale is. So, he wants to, and where Athena's used to be, Athena's, what was it last time? Sal's Pizza and the
Yeah.
ice cream shop. They wanna put the convenience store there.
Across the street from the Richdale.
Yes, but the Richdale, whoever owns the Richdale, I asked them what they were gonna do with that, and that's up to the owners. They may wanna put a house there.
It's
So-
I
different.
don't know.
Are they? Do they own both parcels? I'm confused.
He would be leasing it, from Constantina. See how it says on the denial?
But does the person who owns the Richdale also own the place across the
No.
street? They're
Separate owners.
okay.
So Steve and Tina, well,
Mhm.
I know them, Steve and Tina own what used to be last Sal's Pizza was in there.
Right.
Okay, so the guy that is running the Richdale wants to lease Steve and Tina's place
Oh.
and make that the convenience store.
Instead of the Richdale.
Instead of the Richdale, so the
understand.
Richdale
Okay.
will, I don't,
Okay.
can't say for definite what's gonna happen
Okay,
to
I
that,
understand.
but,
But it's the same person. I understand. I thought somebody was putting in a convenience store
so,
across the street from the Richdale.
so because
Oh,
it
they wanna
was,
move,
They wanna move. I get it. That makes sense.
I believe, is that right?
so
That's
because it
kinda
was
what it
a
sounds like.
restaurant, it was a
Mhm.
restaurant use,
Yes.
it needs a special permit. And then we'll trigger also site plan approval.
Mhm.
So they're gonna come to us and then they'll go to site plan approval. Next one is,
You have tucked in here the
yeah, I just got that today,
60 East Main.
yes.
Is that next?
It's actually 60 in that, so Dunkin' Donuts
Oh,
Plaza.
I read this one.
That's in the correspondence?
Yeah, I stuck it in there.
Oh.
It's hanging out.
Oh, maybe I took it. Okay.
Got it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, yeah.
two-page denial,
I get it.
John just wrote it today, it's very detailed, but they did, they are, I think it's contingent,
Mhm.
the purchase, of the lot, if you're standing in front of Dunkin' Donuts to the left, 60 East Main Street. So, it's almost the same. There's still gonna be variances to modify 9717 to take some conditions out on page 2. And water resource. And variance for the lot 60 East Main for commercial uses.
So they would have
I don't know what. I don't-
64 to 74 as it's currently zoned, and then they want to take a slice of 60 East Main and make it commercial?
I don't,
Let's see the plan.
I haven't gotten, he was gonna come in Thursday, but,
Okay.
I haven't seen anything, so. Right now, this is just the denial.
Okay.
He's got proposed improvements related to commercial use on that property, so.
Pardon me? I'm sorry?
He's including proposed improvements relating to commercial use on a portion of East Main Street, at least, whatever that means, which is most likely parking.
Okay.
Which now moves that lot from residential to commercial, which requires a use variant associated with
Right.
that lot,
That's right.
that lot.
The
not other
60
one.
East Main Street
Right.
lot.
And,
Yeah.
and for what it's worth, then any proposed demolition will be required to undergo review by the Georgetown Historical Commission.
It's
We
only,
have the historical demo bylaw, so
If-
it's a 6-month
right.
waiting period if they determine it's historical.
Mhm. But it's just a delay, I think. Okay.
The next one
They have
is
to get a variance from us.
sorry,
For demolition?
No.
No, to
No, I
use
don't
the
think
lot
so.
as
Use
a
the lot for
commercial.
commercial
Right.
use as opposed to
Right.
residential.
Yep.
And, I mean, I think if you don't want them to tear it down, then probably have a plan B, I'm assuming, you know. The next one is for the middle high school. This isn't gonna be for a while. I talked to Carol Jacobs, and, they need to get the money for the sign to do this first.
So it's not the one on the park. It's closer to the high school?
I'm
There used to
trying-
be
I
a
haven't-
sign
I
at the
haven't read
park
it in
a
a
long
while.
time ago, I thought.
Trying to think which one it is. Yeah, he doesn't say where it's located.
11 Winter Street.
I think
Middle
that's
high
the,
school.
that's the
That's the
middle
high
school
school, but-
address, but I'm not clear where.
But which
Well, I don't
sign?
know where the sign is. They must want a lighted sign.
They used to have a
traveling
sign
light or animated signs.
at the Merch Park, I thought. Didn't they used to have a sign there a long time
Oh.
ago?
If
Didn't
it's
they?
travel light or animated.
That wouldn't be 11 Winter,
No,
though.
11 Winters High School.
Right, that's their address, but,
So maybe they want to get one
Construct a
right at
new
the main
sign
entry.
At 11 Winter.
which they don't even have now. I don't
11
think.
Winter?
That's what it says.
I think that's their physical address, but,
Yeah.
but it seems like an odd place for the sign, because if you're that far, you already find it.
Well, that's why.
But we'll find
Have
out.
to see that in application.
Yeah,
see
let
what they
me
want to
ask
do.
John where,
It's a
where the
animated
sign.
So it might be a dance tonight.
Oh, got it, okay.
Yeah, it might be a,
Unfortunately, we really need, well,
we need more lights on East Main Street.
no, we need Winter Street to be properly posted for parking, because there is parking there some of the time, and they shouldn't be allowed to park there. But it says no parking, period, which I think is unfortunate.
Okay. The next is
That is it
a
next.
summary of conflict of interest,
You'll be in a
which
butter again.
you signed.
Everybody signed
So
it.
that's
No,
just-
Gina didn't. Oh, did Gina?
Oh,
Yeah, maybe
Gina.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gave it to me. So the
Last
next
page.
is a summary of conflict of interest law for municipal employees, so, that's just an acknowledgement that I've given it to you.
Mhm.
So I think I emailed it too.
What? You can't take bribes anymore?
Zip, we're out of here.
So we don't have to do the one online this year?
No, I
Did it.
No,
That's
it's a
every,
different
that's
one,
every
just read
2
it.
years.
Oh, so now they
Paul
just,
still has to do it though.
oh, okay. So in the off year, we get the paper?
I just
And I resent you the link to make it easy so you don't have to go.
I know you did. I noticed that. Just so you know, my office is exactly about 14 degrees right now, so it's quick. Check the email and get out.
Survey's longer than that.
Zoning application.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff and I are going to address that. I have that. Jeff, she gave me a copy of it.
Got it right
and,
here.
So do you wanna,
Just let Jeff and I spin that plate this weekend.
okay, and let me know if you want me to put a vote on the next meeting or not. Next agenda, sorry.
I can't imagine. I mean, it's never mind. I'll
We'll
talk
take
to
a look
Jeff.
at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get back to you before the end of the weekend as far as what we're
Yep.
suggesting maybe. How's that sound?
Good. Start a fire in the old office.
Want to jump on
space
board,
there.
everybody?
No,
Rework
what,
the application?
what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this application and make the changes that we, or suggest changes we've been talking about for the past 6 months or more. And then send it back to you guys, and if there's anything else you wanna add, the only thing that you had mentioned was looking at the other applications of other towns and making sure that if we're gonna make changes, we should be thorough about it and not do like 2 changes, let's make it thorough, and I don't know if I can't get my hands on the old applications anymore. I don't have them from other towns.
Patty had sent those to
Yeah,
us.
she's incorporated some stuff.
So these changes, there's only a few in there, so maybe that's all we
Page-
need.
No, and then we
It's-
can
But
look
still,
at that and then add
and if
maybe-
you wanna add something, cause I put questions for a special permit,
Yep.
questions for,
I've seen a few recent
and I added
applications from
floodplain.
other towns that do a pretty decent job, and Patty's already started to incorporate some of them.
I
They do a
took
pretty
some
decent
from
job of guiding
actually
an applicant through
Town of
changes to an
Lincoln.
existing non-conforming changes
Mhm.
versus special permit change, and, you know,
Since you have this in the back of your mind, we'll look at it tonight or tomorrow, whenever, or this weekend, and then we'll and if it's not adequate enough, we'll find the information we need to add to this, and then we can get it to you guys, and you can take a look at it, and then we'll just be done with it.
Yeah, 'cause we already decided that, in certain cases, the mortgage survey plans, septic plans are not acceptable,
Right.
if it's,
I remember that,
remember that?
yeah.
So this, I got some of this, when I went through,
Yeah.
I don't know how
Grumpy
many,
over
maybe
here, no, survey.
10 towns, and looked at all the zoning applications, and Lincoln was kind of it had the
Most-
best,
Yeah, I'm sure.
so I took some of that.
Good. They have copyrights on that
Of
stuff?
course not.
Good, thank you. We'll spin that, Patty, right away.
Okay.
What happened with Norino?
Get there.
Are they coming back or are we all
Yeah,
set?
they
They're all
found-
set. It was a minor modification, so it's no problem.
Actually, if you can, Dana, can you unclip those 2 small pieces of paper? That was, and you can keep those. That was the,
Am I gonna have to get a survey of my property if I wanna?
instead of the plans you
my
have, he revised
out
them
there?
today.
Yeah, cause it's,
If you want 'em.
existing non-conforming, it's right up close to the property line.
Alright.
I think what we decided was that if it's not obvious to a building inspector that you're well within the limits,
Yep,
then
yep,
you gotta have something that,
yep.
better
Sounds
than
good.
a mortgage survey that
Right.
really scales off in pencil and says it's 23 feet, and you need 25, it's not good enough.
So is that gonna be in this application? Is it not apparent to the building inspector? Something to that
No, I think
effect?
it just says basically that,
It's up to the building
no,
inspector.
no, that you need anything that's gonna come to us for dimensional
Oh,
purposes
because
is gonna require it, because
it's
not gonna
gone,
be
he's
obviously
gotten denied.
compliant.
Yeah, they got denied.
I get
Yeah,
denied,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I think that's where we landed on that, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. We couldn't come up with a scenario other than maybe use or something
Right,
where the dimensional aspects of the project are not gonna come into play, otherwise it wouldn't be before us.
right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that may not be.
Well, we'll
True.
see.
Think
We'll
about it
figure it
further.
out.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yes, would anyone like to make a motion to close this business meeting?
So moved.
I believe we've covered everything.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
No, I'm not supposed to know.
She-
Yeah,
Did she
I-
say aye?
I'm sorry.
She-
I was
she-
just
Like,
reading.
aye.
All right.
Okay, you guys need a quick break, or do you wanna go right into this next hearing?
Let's go.
Gina needs a break.
I don't need a break.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why don't you come on up? Laura?
who's got their voice
Oh,
going
did
here?
someone leave plans?
Everybody's sick of me talking. Here.
Oh, oh, so we'll close the business
Right
meeting.
in.
All right, so now I'm gonna open another meeting here, hearing. Okay, we are opening the hearing for 4 Crescent Meadow Lane. The Board of Appeals will conduct this meeting according to the rules laid out in Chapter 48 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Robert's Rules of Order, and its own particular set of rules entitled Rules of Procedure, a copy of which is on file with the town clerk. Another copy is available from the clerk at this meeting. This meeting is being tape recorded for the purpose of taking minutes. Once the minutes are approved, tape may be taped over. Could someone read the legal notice, please?
Sure. An application has been made by Daniel J. Swim Senior and Cora J. Swim of 4 Crescent Meadow Lane, Georgetown, Mass. In the residential RC district identified in the assessor's map 2, lot 33D. The applicant requests a special permit pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 9, and the Georgetown zoning bylaws, Chapter 165, Section 9, 10.1, 78 and 79, to place an in-ground pool 50% closer to the side and rear lot lines than allowed in the RC zone. Georgetown zoning bylaw, Chapter 165, Section 10.9 allows side and rear setback reductions by 50% for accessory structures and pools. Hearing, I keep going, right? Hearing upon this application will be held at Georgetown Memorial Town Hall, 3rd floor, Tuesday, January 7th, 2014, 7:30 p.m. I'm done, right? I can, I don't have to do that, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're good.
I think that was, it's actually this one.
Oh, I read the wrong
Sorry.
thing.
No, that's
No
all
wonder
right.
why. That's why it
Right,
seemed
right
odd.
here.
Okay, pardon me. ZBA file number 14-06.
Thank you.
Advertised in the Georgetown Record on December 5th and December 12th, 2013.
Sorry.
I wonder why it
Wrong
didn't
thing.
look right.
Sorry.
The voting members currently at this meeting or this hearing are Gina Tebow, Sharon Freeman, this is Jeff Moore, and I'm Paul Schillen. And I believe with a special permit, we're gonna need a unanimous? 4?
Yes.
I think so.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Typically,
Oh, yeah, that's.
if
unanimous.
the applicant feels that it's, we try as a board to kind of let you know what direction we're sort of going in, so that if for some reason you feel like we need another board member, you can withdraw without prejudice and then reapply it at a different time, or we can
Or
continue it,
continue
or
to
it can be
get another
continued as
member or
well. So, if for some reason something comes up and we feel not comfortable with it, you may want another member here and come back the following month or something like that. So, anyway, go ahead and let us know what your plans are.
We're trying to put a pool right behind the house. There's an existing patio that you can see there that looks kind of like half a gumdrop. And the elevation kind of goes up a little bit, so there'd be some stairs headed up to the pool. And that's really the best place we could find to put the pool.
Is it a hilly location in the back
Uh,
there?
Coming up from the patio area that exists, it is probably like a 20% grade.
And then it's level.
Yeah, then it levels out on the top.
At the top, yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
there was no correspondence, but I did ask the conservation agent, well, I went to the building permit application. Conservation signed off on it, and the Board of Health signed off, just put septic is in front.
Okay.
So,
Where's your driveway?
The driveway comes up here.
Who abuts you on the back end of your property? Is that conservation or is that private?
It's a big tract of land, I'm not sure,
It's not conservation.
no.
Oh, so we probably would know who is that?
maybe on the
Should be
abutters
on
list.
They were,
That's.
I'm sorry.
No,
Oh, the other side?
right behind.
4-6.
What is the,
4-6.
okay, let me look at the abutters list.
Sales Day LLC. Yeah. It's the same people that are at 1-23.
Not here.
Mine.
huh?
This is not here.
No, they're clearly not here, so obviously they don't have an issue with this. I was just wondering, I mean,
Yeah, no, you-
whenever, generally, if you're encroaching on property lines, you always wonder how that's gonna impact your neighbors, but,
There's a lot of woods up in behind
Is
it.
it all wooded?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the no cut zone on the top? Is that, on that opposite side of your
That's
property?
the other side, that's the front, that's, the Georgetown Country Club.
That's where the
Oh, here
golf.
you
Oh, the
go.
club's over there, all
What
right.
I
That's
have?
the front of our house.
Pictometry.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Lovely. And here's the second one, trying not to use as much ink, but, so I just figured you could share.
Do you need
Ink is
two,
expensive.
Paul?
I know, so it's-
I do need two. Yes,
Different.
please.
You're different.
See how I do that? Look at that. 1, 2. There.
I didn't realize there were two different ones.
Yes, I know.
So it sounds like then the reason the distance between the patio and the proposed pool is because that's the only
Then
place
to
it
make
will
some
fit.
stairs
Even on the-
headed
even on-
up.
Because
even
you
on the
couldn't fit it
side-
anywhere closer, because
Right.
it's not large enough. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Makes
was
it a little
my
nicer.
primary
The
question.
approach is a lot nicer that way.
I would've liked it right behind, but there's already like a patio, we just bought the house and there's a patio and like
Yeah.
a place for the like grill and everything and a already built table, so it's really
The-
pretty, I don't wanna rip it down.
Sure.
Just wanna make sure I'm not on it.
So would it go where that tree is?
Oh.
Good.
Can I show you?
Yeah, because there's
Oh, there's Andover.
Looks like there's a
It ba-
tree.
Basically,
Right
we'll
here.
sit right
So-
back in here with it.
alright, so you'll get rid of that
Yeah.
tree.
This is the thing across the street.
Oh, yeah. This is the people across the
Yeah.
street.
Sharon,
Sure,
what
you
did
look at them.
Sharon, what did you ask?
I was trying to understand.
across
It
over
sounds
there.
like the
Yeah,
reason,
yeah.
the distance, if you look at the paper,
Yep.
that there seems to be quite a distance between the patio and the pool, and it sounds like it's because of how the property is graded, that's the only location
Okay.
it would fit to keep the patio. Thank you.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't on your butters list.
I
right
would've
across
let
the
you,
street.
I would've let you know. I mail them out
Oh, you're across the street?
So this is the
On
golf,
Andover.
golf course?
on Andover.
Right, I live up, actually up there.
This must be the part of the golf course, is
Mhm.
that what you said?
The
Okay.
Cody's live down
I
there.
see,
So this is
okay.
property, although I don't see it on the plan.
What was it? Who
Cody's.
So
who
here's
owns
the-
4-6?
this is the golf
Is that the golf course?
Oh, yeah, so that's the no-cut zone.
What do we determine?
Missing.
Who owns that piece right there? I mean, just for the
It
sake
says
of
Sales
discussion.
Day LLC.
Must be.
Hmm.
Is 5-3
I'm
same?
missing there about it.
No, 5-3 was different.
Is that the property to the right of me?
There's
Oh, wait,
one
here it
right
is.
directly behind you
Here it is.
and one,
Directly behind you, and then
I got it.
and then
another
one dash
huge
2
parcel,
3
5-3E.
Well,
is 258
people who
Andover
own
Street
my
LLC.
house,
Yeah, two.
Own another lot to
Richard
the
and
right of
Lynn,
us.
They own the one
The Seleskis.
behind us.
Oh, they owned,
They still own that.
so like your
Yes.
property's here, they own this here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they own that. It's 258 where Camerata used to be. And then the LLC owns,
Are they
then the
gonna-
golf course.
Why
and
they
then
hold on to that? Are they gonna build on that
It's a
someday?
buildable
I
lot.
don't know.
think.
He's-
It was four buildable lots up
I
there.
mean,
Yeah, I
he's
don't know
been
why
there
he never
for
did
10
it.
years, he's never
Yeah.
done anything.
Do you block them in now? No.
No.
It's
Not
it's
really.
landlocked.
Look,
There's a driveway.
they're right, they've got the same frontage on that cul-de-sac as they
Yeah.
do.
No, it's a buildable lot. It's probably.
Yeah, I
better
don't
work
know
on
why
buying
he never
that.
did anything.
Buy it. That's a neat area up there.
Yeah, it's
It's beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
quiet, so quiet.
Well, it's certainly not detrimental to the,
yeah.
Community
And you're
by
not,
any
you're
way,
not
shape, or
actually going
form.
50%. I think the ad is asking for, the legal ad was asking specifically for 50%, and the closest you're getting is 27? Required 40, and you're at
yeah, close.
27.3 feet is the
Yeah.
closest
The only
point.
thing, we talked to the building inspector, we asked if we hit some big boulders or something, if we could move a couple feet either way, and he says as long as it's done in the as-built, and we're within,
Yeah, as long as we're within the, cause you don't know what you're gonna hit when you start digging.
Right.
We might have to move it a little towards more the driveway. Then it would be more.
Yeah, as long as you don't get within 20 feet.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think
20.
that- that's what,
Then
that's
you're
what,
in
that's
the
what he
variance
told us.
territory, you
Right.
don't wanna
One
go there.
side's 25 and one side's 20, right? Isn't it like the side is one and the back is the other?
You're, well, the rear is actually 50, but. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're,
It's RC.
25 on the
RC,
rear.
So rear is 50, so.
Right.
40 on the side, front and
Use
back is
50%.
50, 40 side.
Yeah.
so the side is only 3 feet out, and the back is,
No, well, it's supposed to be 50 and 40. If you give him 50% relief, it can go to
Mhm.
20 and 25. That's what he's getting at.
oh, yeah, so they're fine, right?
They're fine if, yeah, if we can grant them,
a
sure, we
special
can
permit,
grant them a
they're
special permit to do that.
No, I mean, they're within the
absolutely.
50, maybe I should have worded it differently,
Yeah.
they're within the 50%.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
You've got room to work.
I quite honestly, aesthetically, lining it up on the patio area is kind of critical from my perspective anyways.
Was for
I
us.
really would not want it to be sideways, like crooked on the other end or something. You know, obviously you could slide it somewhere else, but I think it's a lot of times important to make things really work so that you protect the value of your property. I mean, if you just did something that without any thought, it just wouldn't look right.
Looks good to me. I don't see any issues. You got tons of screening in the back. It's undeveloped land in the back. I mean, on the opposite. Can I see that? Yeah, so, the only potential new house is gonna be on this side. And,
Which is well away from.
well, they can limit the clearing. A lot of times, we have a house right here, we'll suggest screening or something that, the whole idea is to keep people
Yeah,
off each
yeah,
other's
yeah.
lot lines a little bit, so in this case.
Oh, yeah, if the house goes up, we'd put up huge trees.
Yeah, there's
I don't
plenty
want
of room
anyone
back there.
see me in my bathing suit, not a good, not a good look.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
is there a motion?
Yeah, there's a motion, and you're right. I mean, if they do decide, the minute they start thinking about building something, you definitely want to get some
Trees.
evergreens in along that property line. Because Jeff's absolutely right. It's fairly, where they're gonna locate that house is probably gonna be fairly close to that, but again, it's amazing. We have neighbors on the back of our property, their pool is, actually, I don't even know how they put it in there, but it is right on us, and doesn't bother us at all. Even when they have parties, it's not a big deal. Everyone goes to bed early these days, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except when I'm shooting off fireworks. Did I say that out loud?
Do you wanna mark this?
Exhibit A?
You guys aren't, you planning a cabana or anything like that, storage, a lot of times, a year after somebody gets a pool, they realize they need a place to put all
You
this.
can only have one structure anyways, if the way I-
Right,
with the
me
way I
and
read it.
Cora, cause we
Right, already
talked about it, and I said, and then I pulled out the accessory building bylaw, and it's one structure.
Well, you can, one
Only one
structure
structure
with relief,
within the
I'm just, what
setback.
I was gonna get at is you can do it, you just can't also claim relief on that as well. So if you're thinking about an accessory, a structure, related to the pool, you gotta make sure you keep it within that 40 and 50
Yeah.
foot requirement.
I understand.
So as you think through.
I don't want a cabana. Just something else
Well,
to take
yeah,
care of.
so like, storage of pool stuff
Oh,
can be
yeah.
kind of a hassle, so, whatever, little barn or something, I don't know, whatever.
What is the, do they need a permit if it's like a 10 by 10? I can't, yeah, they get a building permit, but they don't.
Yeah, but
Even-
but where they're tucking it in, they may say, well, it'd be nice to have a storage, I don't know, way back in the corner there or something.
Oh,
Now you-
certainly.
Now you can't get relief for that.
Right.
Well, that's all I'm getting at is,
I
so
understand.
just
Oh,
so you
yeah, it
know
has
how
to
it
be
works. You
close
can't get
to the
relief for
house,
both.
right?
Right.
If the pool
Has
was,
to be
Would
within
have to be
the
if
within
the
the
pool were
setbacks.
closer and you wanna
setbacks.
do
Right.
an
You'd have to
accessory
be
thing
within the 40.
behind, you
Yeah.
do one or the other, you can't do both. That's
Right.
what you guys were talking about, I think, Patty, because there's already a condition that was suggested that there's no more
Put
than
it-
one
I put it-
detached accessory structure or pool with reduced setback permitted. So, just so you know.
I think we should put those on all the pools we do now. I mean, it's in the accessory building bylaw, but I think it should be in the decision.
Yeah, because in that way, they can't say they didn't
There's
know.
no, then there's no, good point.
I'm ready to make a motion on this, if anybody else is,
No, my questions
you
are
want me to
set.
do it? Anybody else wanna do it?
You can do it, you've already reviewed it.
All right, then I'd move that the board grant a special permit to Daniel J. and Cora J. Swim of 4 Crescent Meadow Lane, Georgetown, Mass. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, and Section 9 of the Georgetown zoning bylaws, Chapter 165, Sections 9, 10.1, 78, and 79, to construct an in-ground pool up to 50% closer to the side lot line, being 20 feet where 40 feet is required, and up to 50% closer to the rear lot line, being 25 feet where 50 feet is required, per Chapter 165, Sections 10.1, that allows for side and rear setback reductions by 50% for accessory structures and pools, and specifically 165, Sections 165, 10.1E, with the following conditions. Condition number 1, there be no more than one detached accessory structure or pool with reduced setback permitted on the lot. I'd further move that the application meets the zoning bylaw, Chapter 165, 79A through D, specifically that the application is desirable to the public convenience or welfare, will not overload any public water or other municipal services, so as to unduly subject any areas to hazards affecting health, safety, or the general welfare, will not impair the integrity or character of the district or adjoining districts, and will not cause an excess of that particular use which could be detrimental to the character of the neighborhood. I'd like to revise my motion by including, as per plan, right, Patty? I'm gonna-
Exhibit
As per
A.
plan submitted,
Exhibits A and B, all right? As,
Exhibit A. Are you just using A, this one?
B is just the.
well, I don't know, do we want to both? I think you got the same information on both, right?
yeah.
Just the
It's a lot
blow up.
easier to find.
Yeah, it's,
Smaller.
dated November 5th, 2013.
All right. Exhibit A, right? Okay. So at the end of, I'll rewrite this, at the end of section one, where I say, for accessory structures and pools, and specifically 165-10.1E, as per submitted plans marked Exhibit A, with the following conditions, which I've already read. Okay. You make it more or less to this.
Second.
Discussions?
Well, looks
All
good.
those in favor?
Aye.
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 It's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Wait,
Break,
wait,
I don't
one
think you
second.
can break ground this week, though.
You gotta, 20
Just
days.
get a funny feeling about that.
Well, I don't know, it's supposed to get warm again, isn't it?
That's, yeah, it's gonna be 50 on Saturday.
Just gonna read the
Yeah, I
20 day of.
Oh, yes, thank you,
appeal,
Patty,
and then
thank
the-
you, I know you kept
He's
telling
just
me
gonna
that.
read you something, and then the lapse of special permit?
There is a 20-day appeal period following 14 days. Clerk has to file written decision with the town clerk. A person who exercises rights under an appealed special permit variance does so at risk.
And
Somebody please make a motion to close this hearing.
So moved. Or I make a motion.
Second.
To close the hearing.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of closing this hearing? Aye. It's unanimous again.
What he says.
hey, Christine.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good luck.
I make a motion.
Looking at
Christine?
July 4th for a
Oh,
party?
no.
Pool party?
Yeah.
He's a neighbor.
When,
Oh, yeah.
when,
No, I never got it, got invited